Hello.
Move that bootay over here. Swing your hips.
Swing your hips, do-si-do.
And oop.
What does that even mean?
You used to not sew?
I've always sewn little patches here and there.
Even when you were a baby?
What do you mean I found my way? I'm sorry. That's totally true.
And oop.
Greetings, Internet. Welcome to But I'm Still a Good Person by Vince Nicholas. I'm Vince Nicholas. I'm joined by my sparkling wifey, Karla Nicholas.
Hi.
Hello, honey. Thank you for joining me in our bedroom for our little presentation here. Okay, so I got a hole in my jeans because I do real work and I'm a real man. It was right in the crotch area, right where Mr. Happy is. So Sunday night, honey, you put on your trad wife hat on, or is it trud wife?
I think it's trad wife.
Right, but
No one's trad wife sounds really weird, even though
it does.
I know you're trying to say traditional.
Yeah.
No one says traditional.
Yeah. Yeah. Traditional trad wife. If you're not on TikTok, that's what trad wife stands for, traditional. But yeah, trud wife, traditional, trud wife. Anyways, you put on your trad/trud wife hat on and went to suing. Can you talk about your Sunday night efforts, darling?
I can do very basic, like little stitches with a thread and needle. Mm-hmm. So when you get, I stitch up your holes in your clothes here and there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not great at it, but I get it done.
Yeah.
Denim is like kind of thick and sturdy. Mm-hmm. And I just have normal thread. So I just did like a simple basic little stitch. And I said, here you go, it's done. And then what happened, honey?
Monday, it reopened, but even bigger, the hole.
Yeah, it lasted a couple hours and before it broke.
Yeah. And so I was like, okay, honey, here you go. Here's my pair of blue jeans. Again, but you wanted to put more effort. And it was Sunday night, and it was late Sunday night. And by late, I mean it was past 7 p.m. So you didn't have a ton of time to get into it, and it was dark, nighttime. But Tuesday, you put in the second effort, your second try, the old college try. How is it different, honey?
Well, I realized for denim, I should probably do like a triple stitch.
Yeah.
Because it needs to be more sturdy. Especially in that area, like you crouch down a lot.
Yeah.
At your job.
Yeah. There's a lot of bending and crouching and kneeling.
Yeah, so I did a triple stitch. It was way stronger, way better. And it's held so far. You've worn them a few times.
Yeah. The triple stitch, sort of like the triple Lindy from the great Rodney Dangerfield movie, Back to School. It's sturdy. It's strong, just like my biceps. It's held. I've worn them a couple days this week. You're like Levi Strauss, honey, or Betsy Ross. What do you think of the trud wife title meme? Does Millie Bobby Brown deserve to be bullied for taking care of cows on a farm with John Bon Jovi's son, honey?
Millie Bobby Brown is not a trad wife. I don't think she qualifies. I think the whole thing is kind of dumb. I think like any lifestyle that people put on just as like an aesthetic, and to put on social media, and I don't know, it's so manufactured. It's so dumb. Yeah. It's not real.
Yeah.
Like people who are really like living off the land and doing things on their own, they don't look like that like shiny, perfect picture that you see on social media. That's not reality.
Glamorous. Well, what is trad wife getting at? Is it a traditional wife? And I ascribe no gender roles here. I'm just talking. But is it like the wife cooks and sews, or is it like she's out on the farm milking a cow?
Oh, well, that's like those two kind of fall under the same umbrella, but a trad wife simply is like a traditional gender role of a woman, a wife. She doesn't work. She takes care of the kids. She has kids. She's cooking, she's cleaning, she's looking pretty, she's serving her man. She's catering to her man and her children.
Nice doesn't sound not too shabby.
And then like an offshoot of that is
Mm-hmm.
like the homesteading farming family aesthetic,
Okay.
but the women within that world are like traditional, like the men are traditional,
Yeah.
masculine men, the women
Yeah.
are doing their woman wife thing.
Yeah. And there's also the van life, people living in RVs and trailers, which Mark Zuckerberg is showing me many reels of lately. And I find them fascinating, but at the same time, I'm bored and I could never do that. So if you want to sleep in the parking lot of a Walmart, that's great. But what does it mean? And it means nothing to me. But at one day this week, I was wearing your triple sewn jeans and then a pair of undies that you had sewn.
Yeah.
So
I like sewing. I enjoy it. I can, like I said, I can just do like the basic little stitch,
Yeah.
but I enjoy being able to fix little holes in our clothes and our blankets and
Yeah.
items here and there.
Sounds like something a trud wife would say, honey. I appreciate it. Thank you. It's holding strong. And hopefully it stays that way. Corned beef, honey, was St. Patty's Day. You made corned beef with broth and other stuff. Can you talk about what you made, your little stew or soup or whatever?
Yeah, I just put the big piece of the corned beef meat into my slow cooker, and I add beef broth and I cooked it for 10 hours.
Yeah,
And I added onions and I added carrots.
yeah.
And
No potatoes because we're low carb.
yeah.
But the onion to carrot ratio was like 10-1. It was a lot of onions,
It was just one onion that I
Right.
chopped up.
but it was a lot.
It was good. I thought the onions and the broth were the best part.
Yeah,
But the meat was terrible. The carrots were fine.
yeah. The corned beef was just bad, chewy, rubbery.
The worst quality meat ever.
When the broth, it was usually gets low sodium broth, but this time was it just the selection? There was no low sodium at a Carla.
Grocery Outlet had literally one selection of the beef broth, so that's all I got.
Gotcha. Yeah, it was too saucy for me,
Yeah.
as my mom would say.
I did add a bunch of seasoning too, but I didn't add any salt to it because
okay.
I knew it was going to be pretty salty.
Yeah. Hecka onions, and this is coming from someone who earlier that day ate an entire onion on his own. But yeah, and it was fine. It was like the onion soup at Mimi's Cafe or whatever. It was good. But the meat was terrible.
Yeah, it was so bad. We each had a big bowl that night.
Yeah.
But then we ended up tossing the rest of it. It was like half full.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel bad.
Nah.
I didn't feel wasteful. I was like, we ate about half of it though.
Yeah.
We both ate a big bowl. So,
Yeah.
oh well, it was a miss.
Yeah, I've come too far and I've done too much in my life to eat terrible corned beef. The brand is called Colorado Premium. What does Colorado know about corned beef? I have no idea. But no, we're gonna skip on that next time from Walmart. Grocery Outlet carries Blarney Stone, which is what we had last year, which was very tender and very yummy. So we'll go with Karla next year for our corned beef extravaganza. We went out to Folsom to look at 55 plus community for Grandma Tien. We got a tour from Reese. I call him Reese Poo. And so I call him during the week just to see what we're going to get a rundown of what we're doing on Saturday. And he's like, hey, I just talked to your mom. And I'm like, oh, yeah? And he said, yeah, she was at the gym. And I was like, yep, that's my mom. She is so funny. She's so funny. She kept making me laugh. I was like, yeah, that's my mom. Oh, and she did an impression of you. And I was like, oh, okay. Oh, we're really out here, ain't we, Mom? Okay. You want to start a stand-up war? We could start a stand-up war, Grandma Tien. But turns out to be super nice guy. Handsome, if I do say so myself. We head out there to the sales center at the new development. And at his desk, he had a giant touchscreen TV. Like, he was like a weatherman. He was like Mark Finan.
Yeah.
We have a high pressure system coming in here to South Folsom. You might want to get out your umbrellas and jackets. Oh wait, that's a low pressure system. See, I'm no Mark Finan, but it was cool. It was like he was pointing and clicking and zooming in and zooming out. The retail construction companies spared no expense now, especially for a super high-end development. It's really nice. He gave us the red carpet treatment, or as Snoop Dogg says, the blue carpet treatment. It's a gang thing. Don't worry about it. But he took us around, gave us a tour. We went on a golf cart. I had a Diet Pepsi. Did you get a drink? Or you got some trail mix?
I got some trail mix and a bottle of water.
And went out to the lots, which are still under construction. We saw some construction workers. That was weird, right?
Yeah, I felt uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like they're sitting, they were on a little break. They like had their lunches out.
Yeah.
But they're working.
Yeah.
They're doing like back-breaking labor, and we're getting driven around in a little golf cart.
Yeah. I'll take this $500,000 house and I'll throw my glass of champagne into the fire. Yeah, it was awkward. I wonder if Reese feels it, or is he just over it? He gets past it. He had good rapport with the other workers around the clubhouse. So he takes us to our lots, or Grandma Tien's lot, or a lot, or whatever. And he's like, "Oh, this is lot number 626." And it blows my mind, realty and homes. Like, here's a parcel of dirt, and we're going to throw concrete down, and then some drywall on top, and boom, that's $500,000 right there. That blows my mind.
Yeah.
I can't
It's
get over it. Yeah. The realty is weird.
And it's like, it's just a little, kind of small, standard size, development.
Yeah.
So the lots aren't that big, so it's not like you're not paying for land.
Right.
So you're just paying for
location
in the house.
Yeah. It was nice. We spent an hour with the man. He missed his 10:30 appointment with I thought it was too optimistic to schedule someone at 10:30 if he was going to take us around in the golf cart. Nice fellow, bubbly, chatty. And so we're giving it our best hope for Grandma Tien to move to Folsom. I see here in my notes, honey, that you had a couple of medical things going down this week. Can you tell us more about that?
I've had a bump on my nose for many months, and
it's small.
It's very tiny.
Yeah.
It didn't go away on its own. It's stayed there. I can't get rid of it. So I was worried it was like skin cancer.
Yeah.
It's not right on my nose, on my face. So I finally scheduled an appointment and got it checked out. It's not cancer. It's fine. It's just like a little bump that developed on its own, but it's benign.
Yeah.
Is that the term they use?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. It's all good. I also scheduled a mammogram.
Ooh.
I've never had one. This is going to be my first. It's not till May.
Ouch.
And I'm really scared. But I got to do it, so.
Is the equivalent of that to guys like them, like crushing our nuts in a vice grinder or whatever?
I guess so.
Vice. That does not feel. How long? Do you know how long like your boob is being crushed for? Is it 5 seconds? Is it 45 seconds?
I think I don't know. I think it's a couple of minutes. Is it just? It might just be long enough for them to take a few photos. I don't know.
Okay.
I've got to ask some other women.
Google it.
Okay.
There's about 8,000 Reddits on it, I'm assuming. Why'd you take so long to book the appointment with your nose? Because I was tired of hearing about it. I said, honey, I'm a little worried too, because you're very fair-skinned. You wear sunscreen everywhere, sunglasses. If we're driving somewhere and the sun's on your side if you're the driver or passenger, you put the visor up. You like put your hands up. You shade yourself. No, not the sun. I'm melting. Why'd you wait so long to book a Kaiser appointment?
It's a combination of things. It's just putting my needs last. Like I guarantee you the kids are not missing any of their medical appointments. I'm taking them to every issue that pops up with them, I'm on top of.
Yeah.
But anything with me, I tend to just like kind of ignore, or something comes up and it gets pushed aside.
Yeah.
I finally, well, and also just like taking time off work, scheduling
Yeah.
an appointment, blah, blah, blah.
Gonna drive there. It's just downtown. It's 5-10 minutes away.
But what finally got me moving was I saw a TikTok
Oh, right.
of
Yeah.
Someone's. They showed the picture of it. It looked just like mine, and theirs was skin cancer. So
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. You started to freak out, and I said, honey, don't freak out until you get an actual diagnosis. What did they do? Did they just look at it? Did they take a slice of it?
They took some high resolution pictures,
Oh,
and my
okay.
doctor looked at it and poked at it and stuff.
Gotcha. And then what about your ears?
Okay. This is gross, but I like every couple of years I go to the doctor and I have them like clean out my ears.
Yeah.
They like do an ear flush.
Yeah.
I think I have a high amount of earwax.
Do you do Q-tips? Because that's what I do. I mean, that's what my mom taught me.
No.
You don't do Q-tips in your...
You're not supposed to put Q-tips in your
I
ear
know,
canal.
But I do, and your ex-husband does, and Grandma
Okay.
Tien taught me that way.
No, I don't do that. I do clean my ear canals out with like tissues.
Right.
Do other people do that? I feel like such a weirdo. But that's what I do. But you know, it just builds up over time. So I'm going in a week to get that cleaned out.
Okay. When you do your mammogram, I would like to come along.
Do you want to come back in the room and watch them squish
Sure.
my boob?
Absolutely.
I don't know if they'll let you, but if they let you, then you're welcome to come.
Okay. Squish that boob. When is that?
May. The end of May.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely take the day off. I'll hold your hand during it, honey. I want to see it. I mean, I've seen like
I know,
videos
it's
in
kind of-
8th grade science or whatever.
I've never seen a video or a picture
really?
or anything. Just my imagination.
Uncomfortable.
Scary.
We found out that Karla worked at NASA for a little bit. Can you tell us more about that, honey?
She started working at NASA when she was in high school. She said John Kennedy started a program for like teenagers, and she didn't get paid very much. Like her friends who worked in like fast food or restaurants got paid more than she did.
Yeah.
But she loved it.
Yeah.
They were building a shuttle or a space something.
Yeah.
It was in the 1970s.
Yeah.
So like a lot of NASA space stuff happening around that time. She got to like punch cards. Do you remember what the name of that was?
Yes.
Like she would look
but
at
I can't
numbers on
remember.
a she would look at numbers on a giant computer and punch little holes on a card.
Heck of old timey.
Yeah, old school.
Yeah.
She met
What? Shut up, Alexa. I mean, Echo.
it was just like a cool environment, and she became friends with some people that worked there, and
Yeah.
it was really interesting. That
Yeah.
sounds like such a cool job. I
Oh,
would
yeah.
love that.
For sure. Yeah, it was somewhere in the Bay Area. I forget what city. And the John Kennedy program was for specifically for low-income kids.
Oh, yeah, right.
Teenagers. And yeah, she said she liked it. She wasn't making that much paper, but her friends who worked at Carl's Jr. had to work nights and weekends. And so she just had a regular 9-to-5 office job or whatever it was, part-time. And then I see here, honey, Karla's blood was involved in our groceries. Can you tell us more about that?
I caused Karla to have an injury. She was bagging our groceries, and I buy these like cheese prosciutto roll-up things, and they come in a little plastic container,
Yeah.
like a small square container.
Yeah.
She cut her hand on the side of the plastic container,
Yeah.
and there was blood everywhere. It was a bad cut.
Yeah.
So it didn't get on our groceries, but she did have to get a new bag. And she didn't stop. I was like, oh my gosh! But she just whipped out a paper towel, like wrapped it around her hand, wiped everything. She kept moving. She kept talking. She kept bagging. She didn't hesitate. And then she did just say, "Oh, it's fine. This happens all the time. I'm old. My skin is thin."
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
And it takes longer to heal. Easier to cut / longer to heal. But yeah, she did have to toss aside one bag because her blood spilled onto it. But you kept close watch on our other groceries?
Yeah, well, that was the last bag.
Okay.
So everything was okay.
I feel bad for the guy after us.
I wonder if she took a moment to like clean it up better, put a Band-Aid on it.
Yeah, that's a tough call because, I mean, you want to tend to your injuries, but you're in the middle of a transaction, and I don't. No one was around to help back her up or whatever. But let's hope she's feeling better. Almost went there to check in on her, almost. And then speaking of cashiers, we went to Trader Joe's later in the day, and our cashier was coughing, and he was pulling up his collar over his mouth while he was coughing. But it was like, dude, you're like coughing all over the place. Like, stay away from our groceries. So, Karla's blood, coughing Trader Joe's germs. Oh, it was quite the Saturday. I see here in my notes, honey. Despite your vocal pledge for solidarity with Karla over boycotting Target due to their rollback of DEI initiatives, you continue to shop there, honey?
No, I've been there a few times lately. I think of something I need. Like, if I just need one or two items and I know Target has it and it's not something I want to order online from like a different manufacturer. Yeah. I've been popping over there a couple times to get what I need. I blame West Sacramento because there's not a lot of store options where we live. There's not a lot of, especially in our little area that we live in.
Yeah. One or two items, it still hurts, honey.
I know. I feel really bad.
Why are you in favor of racism? And if you need to cry, please do so into the microphone. So we do the Walmart pickup, and recently they grab us expired stuff, sometimes by over a week. Sometimes the protein, chicken, whatever, is expired day of that we pick up, or the next day. So you're in favor of just stopping?
Well, it's been so consistent.
Yeah.
And they've been giving us proteins that are 7, 8, 9 days expired.
Yeah.
So I don't care if it's a day or two expired, but
yeah.
I just have stopped buying them. I don't add them to our cart anymore.
Yeah, I know.
It's not worth it.
I know. Well, I added this market side Asian chicken because I like to walk on the wild side. But yesterday we got one that expired. Was it Saturday? Was it day of or day after?
Day of.
Okay. But, and that's fine. We just ate it on Sunday evening. And I go into the Walmart website, and you can click, I have a problem with this order, expired food. And the past 2 times it said you don't have to return the item to the store. Usually I have to hop in a chat, and it turns into like a 10-15 minute gab fest with someone, because they go above and beyond, being really nice to me, and it's just like, okay, just get my refund going. But the past 2 times, it's just been click, point, and it's like no need to return it to the store. But I would calculate that we're getting some months $25 to $30 in free food from the Wok Ma, as my mom pronounces it. So I'm all for continuing to buy potentially expired food.
Okay.
It's way better value than Amazon. What's Jeff Bezos giving us for free? Every return, I got to go to the UPS store and wrap it up and get a sticker. And oh my gosh.
He makes you work for that return.
I know. It's too much. So we were sitting at the dinner table with the kids. I'm not sure how it came up, but we started talking about drugs and marijuana specifically. And I was honest because whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm mid bite, and you out of the blue, you decide to say, You've done weed, haven't you, honey?
Yeah.
That's how it went down, and I literally had food in my mouth.
Yeah.
I was shocked. I was not prepared for this.
Yeah, you're part of the problem. It starts with weed. Next thing you know, you're doing crack. Well, I think it's fine to be open and honest. I've done the weed.
I do too, but like I would have preferred to be aware that this was gonna be happening.
Sorry to spring that on you.
It's one of those discussions, or in theory, I've always thought about it since I've been a parent. Like, how honest am I gonna be with the kids? Like, am I just gonna tell them like it is?
Yeah.
Am I going to try to wait till they're a certain age? But I don't think they were shocked. I think this is like this has been mentioned here and there.
Yeah.
Like you and I have both like kind of talked about our youth.
Yeah.
With the kids a little bit. So yeah, we were both honest with them. We told them, yeah, we've both done it. We've both tried it.
I've smoked the jazz cabbage, and the Mary Jane is so different than it was when I was a kid, 30, 40 years ago.
Yeah, it's much more. I mean, it's so much more common, and it's around. It's legal.
Yeah, I think what I'll do is as they get older, I'll admit to more.
Oh shoot!
More vices and more sins. When Lennox turns 16, they'll be like, "Yeah, I used to do acid and ecstasy. It was a good time. Don't you do it? But if you do, make sure you're in a safe environment.
Yes,
and you can always call me and mommy for a ride."
That's what I told him. I said, first of all, wait till you're a bit older.
Yeah.
Like, I was, over 20, so wait till your brain's a little bit more developed.
Really?
Yeah, I was I was a little bit later with like trying alcohol and drugs and that kind of thing.
Nerd.
So yeah, I told them, I tried it, but be in a safe environment, be with people you trust, be careful, be safe.
Yeah.
And like I told them this, and I do believe that weed is a very benign drug.
Yeah.
It's like
the bump on your nose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I think it's even safer than alcohol.
Yeah. And I think whatever we say, they're going to do it or they're not going to do it.
Right. Exactly. They're going to make their own choices. But I try to like lead them at least in like a safer, like if you're going to do it, be smart and safe about it at least.
Yeah, exactly. So Frankie Blue, Nicholas's previous owner, Leslie Benson, we text with her once in a while, sent her a few pictures of Frankie. By the way, was Frankie Blue Nicholas Frankie Blue Benson?
I think he was just plain old Frankie. We added the blue onto his name.
Yeah, because he's a Russian blue.
Well, he is a Russian blue.
Yeah.
And when he was a newborn baby at the pound or the animal shelter named him Blue. So when Leslie adopted him, his name was Blue, and she changed it to Frankie.
Gotcha.
She told us that story, so we started calling him Frankie Blue.
Yeah.
That's the Frankie lore origin story.
Gotcha. And once every 6 months, send her a few pictures of Frankie so she knows he's alive. She's a nice old lady living in South Carolina. And so she knows Frankie's doing well. Sent her a couple pictures a few days ago, and then she sends us a picture of Sophie.
Yeah, Sophie is her cat who she had before Frankie. So Frankie had a little sister cat for the year that he lived with Leslie Benson.
Did we see Sophie when we went
to
grab Frankie? So Sophie is meaningless to us, right? I mean, no.
Well, it's Frankie's sister.
Okay, well, should we be showing the pictures of Sophie to Frankie?
Oh, it's cute.
Yeah.
I like when she shows us pictures.
Yeah. What got me thinking about was you took a picture of Len playing with Frankie with one of his little pink fuzzy toy balls or whatever. And I thought that was adorable, so I sent that to her along with a few just recent snaps. And then so continued to text with Leslie Benson, and I told her, you refuse to take Frankie to the vet, and you haven't done it for at least 6 months.
I would love to take that dumb cat to the vet.
Wow.
But he needs to hop in his carrier cage.
Yeah.
And get on board.
Yeah. We're gonna try. We're gonna book an appointment next, because Len is the Frankie Whisperer. So we're gonna try to put together an appointment when Len has the day off. And then he claims he can get Frankie into the cage. Highly suspect. But we'll see if we can put it together. Let's talk about some stuff we've been watching, honey. Adolescence. This is the 4-part mini series, or is it limited series? Each episode was filmed in one continuous take, a technical marvel, if you will.
Truly one take. Yep. Not those kinds of shows where like it's visual. It appears to be one take, but it's really cut together.
Yeah. They
actually only filmed it all in one go.
Yeah, it's something to witness. I watched episode 1. You've watched episode 1 through 3. What'd you think? And are you looking to episode 4?
Yes, I'm going to watch the last episode, the final one.
Yeah.
Hopefully in the next day or so.
Yeah.
I'm loving it. I love it. I think it's really good. When we watched the first episode, I thought it was like a crime show. Mm-hmm. But it's really more of like a psychological, like, it's about
Thriller.
Not a thriller, but it's more of like, examining
the mind.
And the main character is a 13-year-old boy.
Yeah.
He killed somebody.
Yeah.
He killed a girl, his peer.
Yeah.
So it's about, culture and misogyny and extremism.
Bullying.
And the influence of online subcultures
right.
and on the developing mind of a 13-year-old kid.
Yeah. I watched the first episode. We watched it together. And then it's very belabored and detailed. It's like happening in real time, and they don't edit, they don't cut anything. And it's like, okay, do I really need to see every single step? Definitely something to watch. You're like, what? Did a guy slip on a banana, or did someone bump into a wall? And I kept looking for that, but they just kept rolling. And I wonder how long they had to rehearse for. But for some reason, after the first episode, which I liked, I was like, I just want to read the rest. So I hopped on the wiki, and I read the episode summaries, and I got the gist.
That's what happened. You read ahead and got all the spoilers, so I didn't.
Yeah.
And then I asked you if I could just watch it without you.
Yeah.
So the third episode has been my favorite so far. The acting is so good.
It is.
But the third episode is like the entire 45-minute episode is the 13-year-old boy in a room talking to a psychologist who has to do like a mental, like an evaluation on him. Mm-hmm. So it's just her and him going back and forth, and it's emotional, it's tense, it's riveting. That 13-year-old kid is such a good actor. I don't know how old he is in real life, but the two of them back and forth in that episode it stuck with me. I kept thinking about it for a couple of days.
Yeah. I want to watch the rest, but I also okay, no, I don't need it.
Why do you always read ahead? You always spoil things for yourself.
Yeah.
Why do you do that?
Why not? Because I need to know, and I don't want to waste my time. I'm not sure. I just figure I'll save myself time. And we watched the first episode on Sunday, and we usually keep it light on weekdays, like Love After Lockup, Below Deck, crap like that. So I was like, I'm not gonna watch Adolescence till the next weekend, and how about we all just skip ahead, fast forward. Next thing we watched, I forget how I found out about this, but whatever. The title it's a true crime documentary. This is where we really shine, honey. The title is A Body in the Snow, The Trial of Karen Reed. It's about a Boston co-op, Joan O'Keefe, who was found dead outside the home of another Boston co-op in Canton, Mass. So there's two sides here. One is that Karen Reed smacked into him on purpose with her vehicle, and then the other Karen Reed story is that John went into the house of the Boston cop, and there were a couple people there, and they beat him up for some reason and just left him out in the snow for dead. First thing, it was 5 episodes, and I was like, because every single documentary now, like if it's 4 episodes, it could have been 2. If it's 3 episodes, it could have been 45 minutes in one. But we've made it through the first 3. This is an excellent documentary.
We kept watching, like, at the end you kept saying, another one, and that was so not like you. You're always ready to go to bed after one episode. You're done.
Yeah. We
stayed up hecka late last night watching this show, and I wanted to keep watching it, but it was so late we had to finally go to bed.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel like it's being dragged out. Like it's so interesting, and there's every episode is just filled with, like, the story just keeps. There's more to it. Yeah. It's so fascinating.
It brings it constantly. There's no downtime. It's constantly, you're shocked and awed. Yeah, but I kept saying another one like DJ Khaled. And I can't believe we haven't heard about this. Like, it didn't blow up like whatever, Lacey Peterson or Natalie Holloway.
Yeah, I don't remember hearing about this. It happened in 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a pretty new story. It didn't reach us.
Yeah.
Somehow.
It's an excellent crime, and I say that with as much sympathy as possible. Just a really good crime doc. It brings it. The twists and turns. It's nonstop. And we have 2 more episodes, and it's really, really good. We're loving it.
Yeah, 2 more episodes to go. I'm not convinced one way or another who's guilty and who's innocent. I don't know what to think or what to believe right now.
I suggest you take a side. Speaking of taking a side, the people who go to the courtroom every day, these... the people who believe Karen Reed dressed in pink because she said I like the color pink one time, and then the other side, they dress in blue because back the blue cops, whatever, and there's a couple hundred people at the courthouse listening to the audio feed because there's no video feed, and they bring lawn chairs, they bring drinks. They sit around, they yell at each other, they talk to the news. Who are these nut jobs?
I don't know. I can't fathom going and spending my day outside a courthouse like for days and days on end.
Right. And you don't know the truth. Even at the end of this, we won't know the truth. So to take such an extreme side, there's a YouTuber named Turtle Boy involved.
Oh my gosh. Turtle Boy.
He is still making content, 2022. But the trial is still, the first one was a mistrial. And then the second trial is about to start up.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But this is all still ongoing.
Yeah.
Turtle Boy is still making videos about it.
We're talking 3.5-hour videos that get 60,000 views that just came out a couple days ago. Wow. And then like he's part of the trial now because they're like, the defense is leaking stuff to him that they shouldn't be leaking stuff. He's on Karen Reed's side. It's crazy entertaining. So we got 2 more episodes. We're about to smash through those in a moment. Severance, honey, season 2, episode 10, the season finale. What'd you think? How did it go out?
I thought it was good.
Yeah.
I thought it was it ended in like a satisfying way. You don't want the characters to make some of the choices that they made, but you understand why they did.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought it was very good. It was satisfying.
What about all the people typing, "Where are Mark and Helly going?" Shut up. Who cares? It's a TV show. They're going wherever they want to go. Sorry you don't have closure. So a few notes from my end. The Dylan conflict. So Dylan's wife visits his innie and gets close to his innie. And then Dylan's outie gets upset that his wife is getting close to his innie. I don't understand that. I'd be like, yo, I'm getting some at work. I'm getting some at home. Yeah.
Because they view, the innies and outies view each other as completely separate beings.
Yeah,
so
I get that. But then I'm like, who cares?
And like this show has many layers, and there's always something new I'm realizing when we watch it. But the dehumanization of the innies and the mistreatment of the innies, that's all part of part of it.
The social commentary, the opening of Mark sending videos of him talking to himself that went back and forth. It went on way too long. Okay, I was just like, get this plot device out of here. I feel like Ben Stiller just could have put him in a room and talked. And yes, it's a stretch, but it's a TV show, and it would have been an artistic stroke. And just Mark S. yelling at the camera over and over, and then sending it. I was just like, this is going on too long. And what is this, AOL Instant Messenger? I don't know. I did not. It took me out of it. It took me out of
I think that, I don't know, but that wouldn't, the way that you say it should have gone down wouldn't have had as much of an impact as them actually watching the video of their other self-talking.
I don't know. I feel like a couple Adam Scotts talking to each other, the innie, the outie, Emmy nomination. Okay? There's a long, drawn-out fight, fist fight, violence, blood, brawl. And I was like, this is not Severance. Severance is not about violence and blood. And I was just like, this just doesn't fit here.
You don't like your violence. You don't like the sex in Severance.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you want your Severance very clean cut.
Well, yeah.
Wholesome.
Well, I watched Severance while holding my Bible. That's right. Honey. But overall, the ending, excellent. It's really a throwback to the first season. This season, heck, could come down from the first season. And I know nothing about making a TV show, but this season could have been winnowed down to 3 to 4 episodes.
Well, the finale didn't, like, there's still a lot of loose ends from things that happened in other episodes this season. So I'm wondering, are they just not going to address some of those things, or is that going to continue into season 3? We don't know yet.
Where are Mark and Helly running to?
Where's Irv? I want Irv back.
Why doesn't Lumen have cameras and security spying on? Okay, just calm down, everyone. It's been renewed for season 3, which we can look forward to in, I don't know, 6 months or 3 years.
We're definitely watching season 3.
I'll give it a few episodes. And finally, Love After Lockup. Let's get to some real entertainment. This show, the gift that keeps on giving. Now you have to know when to fast forward, because some couples are endlessly fun to watch, and some couples are just boring. So at one point we were fast forwarding through about 60% of the show, but we know who we like and we know who to watch. We can't get enough of this show, and they do like 70 episodes a season, and then they just cut off all the couples in like episode 50-ish. So we're on a whole new set of couples. Skeptical in the first episode, but we're a couple episodes in. I'm digging it.
Yeah. I'm liking all these new couples already.
Yeah. I miss the old couples. I miss Stan. I miss Sean. I miss Christiana.
I miss John.
But let's hope the new couples will entertain us and get into fistfights and screaming matches, and it's so hilarious. It's such a good show. It's trash, and we love our reality. We love reality trash. We love true crime documentaries. I feel sorry about the crimes, but in terms of encapsulating it into a TV show, can't get no better. All right, where are we done, honey?
Yep.
Okay, well, that's the end of the program. It's been fun, but not really. Let's all try a little harder next time. Like, comment, subscribe, follow, review, and rate, or don't. Do whatever you want. You're a grown-up. Make your own decisions. Do what's best for your family. Please be sure to use our promo code for Turtle Boys Patreon. We don't have a promo code for Turtle Boys Patreon. Goodbye, my parasocial podcast friends. I love you. My wife and I love you. We hope you have a good day today and tomorrow. And sure, we may have told the kids we've smoked the wacky tobacco.
I stand by this. Okay.
Same.
I think it's perfectly fine to say, I'm not doing it now, obviously, but when I was younger.
When was the last time you did it? Will you admit to that?
No.
Last time I did it was 2006, 7, in my apartment on Howe Avenue.
Okay, sure.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Well, let's not talk about that. That's it.
Anyway, we're good parents. We're good people.
Oh yeah, for sure. Still good people and still good persons. Thank you for caring. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for listening. We hope you have a wonderful day. Sunshine. Bye bye.
And oop.
We got chicken.
Is that crispy, juicy, tender? I can't eat no longer. And ooh.